My name is Martin. I come from the United States of America, but my home is China. Because of my job, I've traveled to quite a few places in China, and I have to say, everywhere I've gone has had a rich variety of delicious cuisine. But this time, I'm visiting the Mecca of China's culinary arts, Sichuan province, ChengDu. And best of all, this time I have a personal guide, Zihui, to show me all that ChengDu has to offer. This is gonna be awesome. ChengDu is the capital of Sichuan, as well as the largest city in the province. It spans across the Sichuan Basin to the western Sichuan Plateau. Surrounded by fertile land, rivers, and plentiful rainfall, ChengDu has been coined by Chinese as the land of abundance. In part because of its location and abundant resources, this ancient city has been sheltered from war throughout most of its history, allowing the people of ChengDu to enjoy life and develop some of China's most famous culinary dishes. I can't wait to get started and begin trying all the different Chinese foods. But first, Zihui told me she wanted to show me the soul that gives Sichuan's renowned flavor. Can you guess what it is? Ah yes, but it could only be Sichuan's original chili bean paste. I know that nowadays a lot of Chinese dishes use this paste, but in the past it was Sichuan's trade secret. This is the chili bean paste factory. And those barrels, yes, it's none other than the chili bean paste itself. It's a mix of mashed chili peppers, fava beans, water, and salt. Here they still use the several hundred years old traditional method of producing the paste. Talking to this friendly employee, he explained that the chili paste improves with age. Much like wine, it can come to the market as quick as 1 year, but others, for a higher price, will ferment outside to up to 5 or even 10 years. Of course, the paste doesn't sit there unattended. Everyday workers rotate and stir each barrel. As you can see, it takes quite a bit of work. We're not too great at it. No wonder I've seen incredibly high prices for this in the supermarket. 3,650 days being manually churned. That's impressive. Pace of life here is slower than its East Coast counterparts, allowing the people of ChengDu not only to focus on the quality of food, but also allowing them to place a great deal of attention on breakfast. My tour today starts early in the morning at a famous monastery. A street of small noodle shops run along its side. In fact, the noodle shop I'm visiting is known as the Noodle Museum, where skilled chefs are known for its artisan craft of noodle making. Let's get started. Zihui was sure to first have me try the most well-known Sichuan dishes like sweet and spicy shredded pork, twice-cooked pork, and mapo tofu. These are some of the most famous Chinese dishes around the world, and here I am, at the birthplace, having these dishes placed right in front of me. Today, I really am a lucky man. I'm not afraid anymore, I love it. In addition to traditional Sichuan food, there's also been an emergence in a new breed of Sichuan cuisine. Adapting to new times and new tastes, many contemporary chefs have started a new art of Sichuan fusion. Don't be scared by the massive bowl of chili oil, it's actually not as spicy as it looks. My favorite dish here was actually the beef strips wrapped in peppermint leaves. This dish is a new take on the famous Fu Qi Fei Pian, which is slices of beef, scalp, heart, tripe, and tongue. Everything from its color, shape, presentation, and cooking method, it all really is an art. This is hui guo rou, and it's slices of pork with garlic sprouts, and then that sauce that we talked, the chili bean sauce that we saw earlier. Also a very, very nice dish. Zihui tells me that I still don't know what real spicy is. She's going to show me just how hot the food here really can get. On our way to eat Sichuan hot pot, we stroll through a famous series of small alleys, giving you a peek into Sichuan's ancient history. All the buildings here still adhere to the traditional Chinese architecture. The real essence of ChengDu comes to life here in this ancient commercial district, with rows of tea houses, souvenir shops, restaurants, snack vendors, public performance stages, popular inns, and comfortable bars. Hot pot, an important part of Sichuan cuisine. I haven't eaten anything yet, but with the vibrant white and red chili oil soup and the colorful variety of foods, the visual effect alone is enough to see why so many people enjoy this experience. Now we're eating some hot pot, and hot pot's a very, very fun way to eat food. You can see in the center here, we have a stove underneath that's boiling the soups here, and so there's two types of soup. 这个叫鸳鸯锅. So there's two different flavors. We have the spicy flavor. That's obviously the one with all the chili oil and peppers, chili pepper. And then we have a non-spicy flavor, which is probably giving more of what I'm eating. Even though I've already tried extremely spicy hot pot earlier, this time, Zihui is bringing me to experience how the locals hang out at night after work. Late night hot pot is an important part of Chengdu locals' daily life. You pick whatever you want to eat, and then eventually we're going to take all these sticks and then cook it inside that hot pot that you saw over there. These hot pot restaurants are buffet style. Raw food is strung on sticks of bamboo, which you collect yourself. Add up the total number of sticks and check out with the cashier. The prices are inexpensive, and coupled with some unique tasting bayberry wine, which helps to control the spicy fire in your mouth, you have yourself a wonderful, inexpensive late night feast with friends. Ganbei.
Okay, ganbei.
And that is the life of the Chengdu people here. I love being with the locals in this kind of setting. So much fun. Good job. After arriving in Chengdu, one can't help but see the traces and references to the ancient period of the Three Kingdoms. While I know there is a famous novel about this era, there is still so much I haven't learned. However, China, along with many other East and Southeast Asian countries, know these stories front and back. Just ask any Chinese person on the street and they would be more than willing to talk with you all day about the trials and tribulations of General Cao Cao, Liu Bei, and other famous characters from that time period. This temple is a memorial to the Prime Minister Zhuge Liang of the Three Kingdoms era. They say he is an incarnation of wisdom, a respectable intellectual worshipped to this day. A professional tour guide gave me a brief 101 lesson about the three brave generals that reigned during that time. Even me, not being a history buff, still found these stories nothing short of fascinating. In order to get a deeper impression of China's history, Zihui has brought me to a special restaurant that portrays the story of the Three Kingdoms through the art and expression of food. These dishes truly are works of art, and yes, you can eat them. Each dish not only signified a legendary story, their beautiful shape, seasoning, colors, and skillful artistry is one of the most creative dining experiences I have ever been a part of. As the server explained to us the significance of each dish, sometimes I'd forget to eat, and then at other times, I'd forget to stop eating. Having digested art and history together, this really is a one-of-a-kind experience only found in Chengdu. Guan Yu, this is Liu Bei's friend, good friend, and this is part of the story where his he was injured, yes, and this is representing his arm, I guess. 因为有点甜是吧？对。In the Sangguo story, in the Three Kingdoms, there is a scene where Liu Bei actually tricks General Cao Cao by sending boats up the stream with fake people inside. And so Cao Cao thought that he was being attacked, but he brought all his troops back. But actually, they were all fake. So this is that part of the story. So they have all these fish inside the boat going down the stream. It's pretty nice. Every city I visit, I like to experience the daily life and the diet of the locals, so I really want to go explore the local street market, because this is where Chengdu people go every day to buy fresh ingredients. Zihui tells me she wants to take me to a famous style of local restaurants deep in the alleys of these markets, called housefly restaurants. But once I got there and actually saw the place, I was relieved to find no houseflies anywhere over the tables. In fact, the name is just a humorous way to describe a local inexpensive restaurant. Okay, so where we're actually eating now, if you can see, is actually a fairly inexpensive place. This is called the housefly restaurant. It's not because there's any houseflies. Maybe back in the day there were, but it's just to mean that it's kind of traditional Sichuan food in a place that it's not too expensive, and you just get your standard options. And everybody comes here. This is kind of back in the alley, in the hutongs, in the markets.
and you can come here and have really, really nice, inexpensive Sichuan food.
你说的真好，是在胡同里面的饭店。
Yeah.
Chengdu snacks, Sichuan opera, acrobatics, and other folk performances are all an essential part of the Chengdu experience. Zihui has brought me here to this old tea house to drink, eat, and just have fun together. I'm loving it.
好吃吗？这个也尝一下。
It's got a vinegary taste.
There were several different snacks to choose from, selections of Sichuan opera, the famous face-changing act, and acrobatic tea pouring. More than enough things to make an experience here more than worth it. That's right, I did not hear wrong. While Sichuan has many different museums, this will be my first time I have ever visited a food museum. Just what exactly is going to be there? I'm not quite sure yet.
So this is actually something that people used in the Qing dynasty to put the huajiao in. This is the Sichuan pepper that we've been talking about that gives you that numbing flavor. And one of the interesting things that she just said is that the actual chili pepper, the spiciness, actually didn't come till many, many years later. So the Sichuan people have been eating the Sichuan pepper for thousands of years, but the actual chili pepper that gives the spiciness just in the last few hundred years, which is pretty interesting. Wow, that was amazing. So as you can see, Chengdu loves their food. This is actually the one and only food museum you will find in China. UNESCO even made Chengdu a renowned category in gastronomy. So that's pretty amazing. As you can see, we have lots and lots of good food to go try now. Let's go.
Zihui knows me too well. She has arranged for me the most exciting part of the trip yet. I am going to learn side by side with a Sichuan chef how to make my favorite Chinese dish, Kung Pao chicken. A dish I'm sure many of you have heard of, and by now I bet you are not surprised to know that yes, this amazing dish also comes from Sichuan. Kung Fu Panda is just a movie, but Kung Pao chicken cooking Martin is the real deal.
Okay, so we just cooked some Kung Pao chicken, and it was a really awesome experience. I was amazed by how fast it was. This chicken didn't need to cook more than 2 minutes. They had the stove at such a high blast that this dish was literally cooked in 2 minutes. So all the preparation really comes in. Just having the right spices and the right amount of sugar and salts and vinegar and oil, and it makes it. It's actually much easier than I thought it was, than I thought it was going to be. So I'm definitely going home and teaching this to my family. Well, my trip has come to an end in Chengdu. As you can see, Chengdu is a city with a very vibrant food culture. I've had all types of food here on this trip, from sweet and sour to spicy, salty, everything. It's all here. I'm so amazed by its diversity, and I only wish I could stay longer. But I really should first thank my partner, Zihui. She's been here this whole time helping me, introducing me to the Chinese food and Chinese culture. 特别感谢你当我的导游，让我吃那么好多吃的成都菜。
其实能够作为你的导游是我的荣幸。
其实不是，是我的荣幸。
我可以带你去吃那么多的好吃的，让你一个我们外国的友人来感受成都，真的应该是我应该做的事情。但是你知道吗？除了美食，成都还有很多值得你再来的东西。
我知道，比如说
它的美景啊，像如果你再来，我就可以带你去熊猫基地，还有就是我们去过的武侯 祠，还有杜甫草堂，还有宽窄巷子，还有文殊院等等等等各种各样的美景，
是吧？
对，值得你再来。
Okay. Well, thank you guys very much for watching, and next time I'll definitely come back to Chengdu and check out all the other cool events we can do from pandas, art, history. It's all here in Chengdu.
Yes.
我们走吧。
我们走。
好。